The fender off the car. I didn't want to bore y'all with the process of me removing some rusty old bolts. Several of them broke, so I'm going to have to buy some more bolts. So I'll be making a trip down to the local auto parts store to find hopefully some fasteners and some bolts tomorrow after church. And I'm going to try to get that those two door hinges changed out where I changed the door and it don't line up. And with any luck, I'm gonna break out the Dremel and I'm gonna yank the heater core out of that thing and shoot a video on finishing it up. I still gotta finish it up. I just have been working a lot, work schedule's changing, kids went back to school. So that's pretty much how it's been going so far. But when I removed the fender, there's a bolt right there, right there, right there. There was two on the bottom and then there was two right there. And there's one on the front right there. Little pieces of plastic on the bumper broke off, which I mean it's a 1996 model front bumper, so that's to be expected. I'm just hoping that it'll work long enough for me to be able to maybe get one in the future. And I might get around to pulling the hood pins off this thing and putting a new hood on it if I get time this weekend. If not, I'm fixing to have more time for shooting videos anyway, because I'm fixing to go to a 3 12-hour shift. Work 3 off 4, work 3 off 4, work 3 off 4. I'm going to be basically working every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for like 3 weeks, and then switch my schedule and work Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 3 weeks. And there's going to be a week there where I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But then also in that same 6-week period, I'm also going to end up with almost a week off. So if I can get my subscriber count up and maybe start earning a little extra cash doing some side jobs or something, maybe I can start getting in depth on some more projects. Because I've got a couple things down the pipe that could be interesting, especially if I start getting a little bit of funding, a little bit of extra cash coming in. We just gotta wait and see. So I'll conclude this video some tomorrow. I've already test fitted the fender. It looks like it's gonna look pretty good on it. I'm gonna have to get on eBay and order some badges. I'm going to be popping some trim out tomorrow so I can pull them door hinges off. Maybe be able to get an assistant to help me hold it up. Maybe one of the boys. And I might even shoot a video on showing the kids how to change a tire after I get all this work done. Because after I get this done, I got to change the shocks on the hood. And I've also got to change out those. I've had the replacement park lights for this thing probably 2 years. I just haven't done it yet because I didn't see no point pulling the back bumper off of it till I was ready to paint it. I've got an extra set of tail lights. Not only do I have a set of blue ones, I have a set that's black. I'm going to leave the ones that are black, and when I paint the car, I'm going to paint them to match the color of the car. I'm not disclosing what color I'm painting the car because I want that to be a surprise. So y'all have to stick around and see what color I paint this thing. Alright, so I'm going to be installing that black fender on this multicolored Mustang. And I'm going to be installing these new door hinges because when I was at this car, before I bought this car, the door got wrecked and banged up. And apparently they caught the door and pulled the door hinges away from the body. And pulled the door back. I replaced the door a couple weeks ago. And And as you can see, there's a speared gap in the body line. After doing a little bit of inspecting and figuring out that the door hinges were bent, I couldn't get the door to line up. So as you can tell, the door was extremely bent up. Yeah, it's got grass clippings blowed on it from where I mowed a couple days ago. And it's got some busted nuts on it from where the squirrels in the woods here decided that they wanted to use it as a spot to sit on while they ate. And I did have another door for it that's the same side, but it was a power window door, and I found that one cheap on Facebook Marketplace. I just decided, instead of going through all the trouble of replacing the insides of a door and still probably having to go through this process because the hinges were bent, I just gone ahead and buy a door that already had the manual insides on it, so I wouldn't have to change all. I don't want to remove those 2 bolts right there that you see. The ratchet's already on one of them. Now I'm going to remove the upper and lower bolt on the door. Now I'm going to remove that bolt that's holding that one last bolt. Alright, with the hinge removed, now I'm going to try to put the new top one back on. Alright, with the new hinge slid into place, I'm going to try to close the door back and I'm going to try to get the hinge bolted back up. Alright, I'm going to tighten. I got that bolt started back. I'm going to cut away from recording. So y'all don't have to sit and watch me struggle turning that bolt a 1/16 of an inch at a time like when I removed it. Sorry about that being so long and drug out, but it's part of working on a car. Sometimes you're gonna get a bolt that takes forever coming out. Alright, with that bolt tightened up, now I'm going to take my ratchet and I'm going to tighten up those 4 bolts. Then I got to go inside the car and pop out a panel to remove that bolt right there from the inside of the car before I start working on the outside part. With that bolt removed, there's the new hinge and there is the bolt that came on it. So I'm going to use the bolt that came on it. I'm thinking it's probably a 13mm like the one that's on the rest of the door. I'm thinking these hinges probably came off of a newer model car, like a 99 up, like a New Edge Mustang, because these are all the same from like 94 to 04. As far as hinges goes. And the sad part is I actually had parts for a New Edge at one point and never thought nothing about needing the door hinges, so I got rid of them. So in an ironic twist, this may actually be the set of door hinges that I sold on eBay 7 years ago or something, when I parted out a New Edge. Get the parts for another car, which I will debut later on. And I got a lot of backstory behind that car. So it is a Ford, but I do have a Chevy project coming down the pipe. Well, sort of a Chevy project. Alright, time to remove the lower bolts on the hinge. There's 4 of them left. Y'all know we're either gonna do this or we're gonna fail. Either way it goes, y'all are along for the ride. With the hinge ready to fall out, I'm going to have to open the door, finesse the hinge out, and then shut the door back. With both the lower door hinge and upper door hinge, I still have the gap, so I'm going to have to figure out how to align it up. It's not as significantly bad as it was before, but it still needs more. Alright, as y'all seen in the first part of this video, I changed these door hinges and I replaced this door. And I still got the hinges loose because I'm trying to figure out how to adjust it. Alright. I still have the door gap. And I still have what appears to be the bent hinge on the bottom and on the top. So my question for you guys is, do I need to pull the door completely back off? Find a way to flatten that out? And then put the hinges back on it? Pull the door completely off and restart from scratch? Or is there a way that I can adjust this and get that gap closer? It don't have to be perfect. I'm not planning on making this thing a show car. I just want to I'm going to eventually put a pretty paint job on it, and it's going to be something me and the kids are going to drive to cruise in on Friday and Saturday nights. So, with that being said, if anybody has any pointers on how to fix this, fire it off in the comments, because honestly I am drawing a blank. I have jerked on this door. I'm doing it by myself, but I've jerked, banged, beat on this door, pried on this door. I've tried everything to get it to where I want it at. I can't get there. So YouTube, do what YouTube does. And that's going to be the conclusion of this video. So YouTube, I need your help.